Hello everyone who's probably from the future. Just skip ahead as I figure out some stuff. I should really delete this part at some point. Because all my live streams start off with just this. I don't know why. I just haven't figured out how to get rid of it. There we go. It's in the link's in the Discord. GuildRock Discord. At content at member. There we go. Links have been set up. Game is still loading very hard. Yeah, I don't think it takes that long to locate a server. Okay, there we go. I'm back. So, right now, I am going to start off by clearing out this area more. I'm definitely not using all of the space. But I want to clear it all the way down to the ocean floor. And then I'm going to stack 8 checkpoint systems in here. Because I find running all the lines vertical will be better than running them horizontal. It'll just make it a lot less messy. So yeah, there'll be a lot of water clearing, yet again. If you were here last stream, you would know that I spent a lot of time clearing out this water. I might take a little break from clearing out water. Still haven't... Did I forget to do that? Hang on. Oh, yeah, it... One moment, I have to, release Fish's video. Okay. Just hang in for a bit. I will be back in like 30 seconds. Also, if my audio is correct, then the audio should be heading to the stream, so it should be fine. I know last stream, it started off kind of rough. There. There you go, P. Hey Bean. How's it going? Okay. Yeah, I was away from... Okay, my audio is peaking. probably turn my mic volume down a little bit. There we go. So yeah, this stream will be a lot of water clearing and probably, probably problem solving some, some of the actual checkpoint system trackers. Chippy joined again. Hey Chippy, I don't know if you're on stream, but hello. Whoever stole from my store also just broke all the paint. Okay, was probably that mouse guy. Okay, how many blocks do I need to go down? Down to Y39. And up here... 54. That's around 14 blocks. Hello, P Spectral. If you don't know what I'm doing, I am making a checkpoint system for a Mario Kart track. So me and another member, Bang Boomy, made this track. And now I'm working on all the redstone behind it. You might recognize this course from Mario Kart Wii. Also, if you're wondering why I'm using Prismarine when I don't own a Prismarine farm, damn, how do you know so much redstone like the Joven? What do you mean? Java and Bedrock, like all the differences between Bedrock and Java redstone? I won't know all of them. There'll be times, if I ever do Java redstone, that I'll just encounter something random and go, what is this? Because I don't really play Java. So I guess I don't really know an absolute ton of the differences. I just know what works on Bedrock. And what's hopefully going to work on Bedrock is this machine that I'm going to be making. Ow. Okay, is there any Java Traps videos anytime soon? I don't think I'll be doing any technical Java videos unless if it has something to do with comparing Bedrock and Java. I made the arrow railgun and orbital cannon. I've been working quite hard on making an upgrade to the orbital strike cannon for Bedrock Edition, but I was recently informed by a comment that TNT can only get launched around 1,280 blocks in Bedrock, and I believe the reasoning is every time TNT gets unloaded and reloaded, its fuse gets decreased by a tick. And because of that, then it can only travel 80 chunks, which that's its fuse time, so 1 chunk for every tick of fuse. So then it only ends up 1,280. So really, launching the TNT is not the best way of making an orbital strike cannon. And I'll probably be making one that uses sand skipping instead. Okay. I just assumed everyone knows what that is. That is a mechanic where you can teleport any entity using sand, pistons, and cobwebs, and the entity gets launched or teleported however much sand you put in. So I'm planning on making one that both uses, like a nuke version, that uses both regular TNT and explosions to move the TNT to the right location, and an orbital strike cannon that uses snow skipping, which that's just the better version of sand skipping. But yeah, that video will probably be a quite long one, since there would be just so many designs that I've gone through. Okay. Is there any way to make a minecart trap in Bedrock? / control arrow velocity with a minecart trap. TNT minecarts? If so, then yes, there are ways of doing that in Bedrock Edition. Just the setup is quite a bit different than Java. Arrow velocity. The 360 arrow railgun trap were used. Are you thinking of, like, replacing the arrow with a minecart, and then, I'm guessing minecart with TNT, and then the TNT goes to a certain location and explodes? Because at that point, I think just nuking the area with one of the orbital strike cannons that I'm going to be coming up with soon, that might end up with better results than firing a bunch of TNT minecarts at a specific location. I guess I don't really do a lot of modded stuff. Usually like to stick to the vanilla game, but I guess thanks for the offer. And, okay, usually if I'll want to do some mods, then I'll look upon the internet. There's a bunch of stuff on MCPDL, but that's... I believe the website isn't actually sketchy, but it feels sketchy sometimes. Okay. I think I'm about 2/3 done adding in this wall. I have a feeling that I'm not going to use the majority of this space, because this is an absolute massive area. Agreed. But you'd probably know Minecraft add-on won't disable achievement from... Add-ons don't disable achievements. That feels like an oversight. I mean, Bedrock is notorious for... what? Why would they do that? Let me just add an add-on that, I don't know, I can craft a diamond with 1 piece of dirt. I don't see how this could be used to unfairly get any achievements. Yeah, Bedrock is notorious for having... Next video, how I got every achievement with this one broken mod. Yeah. How I completed every achievement in 0.1 seconds. Just download this mod that isn't a virus, and it will do all the work for you. I know Bedrock Edition has had some pretty big oversights, like one time... Oh yeah. You'll get an XP cape too. Yeah, there's one update that I believe made it possible for anyone to run admin commands if they typed in the command properly. So, you know, Bedrock Edition hasn't had a history of being flawless when it comes to security. You know, that's actually a good video idea. How fast using an add-on could I actually get all achievements? Yeah. And then you can also use some sort of hacked client to just spawn in items randomly. Like, I don't know how... I don't know how that flies past Mojang. but there's still some time for the next update. Like, is that add-on bug currently a thing, or is that something getting added next update? And yeah, the vibrant visuals, I don't know how well they're gonna work, but they sound like a good feature. You know, we said that when RTX happened, but I think RTX is a little bit on the buggy side, so there's a chance vibrant visuals will be like that as well. Okay, they will add it. Okay, what kind of achievements would there be? Okay. Also, don't look at that number on the left. Just divert your eyes. What? How many achievements? 130? So there's... So yeah, there'd be 130 achievements that the pack would need to get you. Half of those seem like just get this item. Yeah, I don't really do worlds without cheats. Like GuildRock, I've spent 285 hours on. And around 600 last season. Yeah. Oh, I'll probably get all of them. Oh wait, one moment. My brother is here. Say hello, brother. No? No? You're not gonna... Yeah, I was also just asking you to forget that hour counter that you saw on screen for a bit. Just... You don't need to see that. But yeah, most of my time is creative worlds. World. Yeah. MCPDL feels a little bit on the sketchy side. Just, I don't know. It's probably good that Mojang introduced some official way to get maps, even if it is very, well, even if it is quite expensive. At least, the players can be confident that there won't be any viruses in those worlds, because it isn't a good look having a bunch of players getting viruses by just playing your game. Me too, I won't count the playing hours because I do PvP / Redstone my creative worlds. Yeah. I do a lot of Redstone stuff in my creative worlds, and a lot of the time I'll just have Minecraft open while doing other stuff. I'll just not close it for some reason. So there's probably a solid 1,000 or so hours just doing actually nothing. Okay, my brother's here again. What do you want this time? Nothing? Okay. Okay. I'll see if I can remember. So, I'm guessing you just bought them out, or you, Of course you would never break the law for anything, right? That's not something you would do. Okay. You know, I know some people who would resort to the second method. I think this might be a little bit big. I think I should probably go with... How would I do it? I think I'm going to go with 3 wide, and then... have these sections go all the way across. Can't be shared? Okay. Yep, that's one thing's about computers. It's super easy to just copy and paste code. So pirating is really quite easy. I mean, I've never, ever pirated anything in my life. So, yeah. Oh boy, this. See you later? Okay. Oh, see you in some future stream or when I finally upload something to YouTube. Yeah, please don't question where my videos are at. Oh my goodness, this block placing. I think it's just because it's in water, not because of the recent update. No, it's because of the recent update. Block placing has become jank. Yeah, probably you can make traps on SMP and make a video how I trap the server for clout. Hello, Max. Yeah, so how is he? I is great. How about you? If you're wondering, earlier on in my YouTube career, I guess you could call it, I did make trapping videos on CubeCraft. So, I do know a thing or two about traps. Okay. What? I saw a comment and it just immediately disappeared. Okay, sure. I don't know what happened. Long time no see. I don't know if I recognize you. For solemnly? Maybe from past stream. Yeah. Well, for any of you wondering, I am clearing out an area for redstone since redstone and water do not mix very well. Okay, I'm getting a little bit tired of placing a bunch of blocks, so I'm going to be going back up to the surface to see if I can design something. Okay. So for the system to work, I'll need 3 arsenal. Wait. Should I do copper bulbs instead? Or would that be too much work? I think that might be too much work. So there will be 3 droppers. I need comparators. So those droppers will be for one set for each checkpoint. One is right over here by the starting line. One is right at that corner, and one of them's inside the cave. Oh wait, I'm just so used to just going down there. Okay. So this will read the RS NOR latch, which is just these 2 droppers facing into each other. I need some sort of input. Levers or buttons. I think I might just make buttons. Also, observers could be helpful. Red, did you see my new GeoGuessr video? If so, what do you think? I want to prove so be as honest as you can. Okay, yes, I did see it. What would I say you could improve on? I noticed this time you used different soundtracks. So you didn't just use that one throughout the entire thing. You used different soundtracks, which I think is good. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure what to say. Yes, I did notice. Only thing I would say is put an overlay when it's the... Okay, yes, I agree with Bean. That is a good idea. And I guess if you don't put an overlay for yourself, then it's kind of assumed that it's you. Okay. So I need some way. I should probably explain what I actually want from this thing. I want, so if this side is activated, then you can't update the checkpoint on this one. Or how would I explain this? I want, so this is checkpoint 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Wait, does it... If there's only 3 checkpoint systems... Have their logo in the corner? Yeah, I think that would be good. How do I make this? I have that. I think every time one of these gets updated, I want to send all other items back. There. That updates twice. How do I do this? I need every time button gets activated, everything needs to be cleared. So all these droppers right along here need to be activated. And then one of these droppers needs to be activated. Something. Hey, hippie, AP fish. Oh, this is incredibly stupid. This just activates all of them. Server, hello? Well, I'm going to have to hide this screen for a little bit because Mojang decided, you know, let's just put the IP of the server you're joining on screen. Wait, did they actually change that? I don't see the IP. Now only shows the server name and port. Minecraft actually changed it. Wait. Mojang decided that leaking all the IP addresses of everyone's servers on stream was a bad idea. Also, now we just need to load back in the game. Yeah. This is a lot of fun. Yeah, sometimes GuildRock just randomly crashes or something. Don't know why. Okay, usually it takes a little bit less time to load back in. This is a bit strange. So, anything to talk about as the game loads? Maybe a podcast or something? Share my entire YouTube story as it loads in. Okay, there we go. I'm back. And what? So 2 buttons are missing for some reason. This piece of redstone is missing. Okay. Yeah. The spawn area has been, I think, the culprit of a lot of GuildRock's crashing problems. I guess now that Bean's here, I can kind of... You know, it probably is my responsibility to get rid of the lag. Because I'm Snowkeeper or something, and that's something that Snowkeepers do. For any of you who aren't familiar with GuildRock, Snowkeeper is basically Sheriff. Okay, this system works. It's a bit chunky, but yeah, it'll do. Maybe changing the orientation of these torches. To lower the entire thing. Oh, yeah. I think you're the first person to call me that, the cubic meter of Bedrock Edition. I mean, I'll take the compliment. Which I'm guessing that is what it is, and that you're not accusing me of being like a criminal or anything. Okay, yeah, this machine works. I believe this is going to be able to keep track of the checkpoints, so as you cross the finish line, this button gets activated because of this system detecting the player entering the finish line. it gets updated and it sees that you're at, yeah, the finish line. Now, how do we make... Or I could do piston feed tapes. I don't know, my head's hurting from that. I'm just gonna take a little break and go into clearing an area underneath. Also, I'm getting dangerously low on food. I might have to get some. Also, why do I just have like 10 time blocks randomly sitting here? I don't know. My organization is perfect. So, I guess now that hay is in here. Yeah, that's just your name, hay. I guess I can share some developments with the whole orbital strike cannon. I'm pretty sure some of you watching the stream were here when I said that TNT can only be launched certain distance, like 1,200-ish blocks. So sadly, the machine I showed with the TNT can only launch TNT that far. And I never checked to see if it could launch further than 1,200 blocks because at that point the system was probably too inaccurate, which that doesn't even make sense. The machine should get, the angle should get more accurate the further away the player goes, but I just assumed it would work that far, which probably was a mistake. So yeah, I did make one successful nuke machine that does use TNT launching. Well, actually two machines. One of them, I decided that's not a nuke, that's just a cluster bomb. Does sand skipping to send TNT thousands of blocks work? Yes. I am trying to develop a sand skipping nuke that hopefully will work. Not just a 1 TNT or 1 row of TNT, but that it will go like at least 20 blocks away from the line that's getting all the sand. And I successfully made a nuke, or what I would call a nuke, with the regular, just launching TNT with explosions method. I don't... all those redstone mechanisms, but you still don't have a food farm. Yeah, so I like designing contraptions and less building in survival for those contraptions. Also, I usually just kill animals on the side of the road. Hello, Humdrum. So, I'm thinking of making the sand skipping, or just kind of showcasing all 3 contraptions in one video. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Fair enough, I've never even collected a diamond on survival mode. Okay, so you're creative mode player, or like mini games? Yeah, secret info on the video that's probably going to get released in the next 3 to 5 business years. Well, yeah, I don't know if I want to combine all the contraptions, but I just don't know what I want to do with the update to the orbital strike can, because I've sunk an absolute ton of time into that. Like, it's just... Wow, you stole my upload schedule? Sorry, Max. I should probably, give credit to you in about 3 to 5 business years. Okay, I think I'm ready to start sponging this area. Is Bro on Bedrock? Yes, I am a Bedrock Edition content creator. Yes, please yell at me in the comments for playing Bedrock if you're a Java player. I will happily accept that criticism. I'll be kicked from the server anytime soon because apparently some of the maintenance guys said, hey, server restarting probably increases performance and makes your lives better. So, yeah. Want to collab? I feel like right now the answer's probably going to be no. I guess I don't know what the future is going to... Also, look. The IP isn't shown. They actually changed it so it wouldn't dox your server every time you stream Minecraft. It's absolutely amazing. This guy plays the same game but on a version that reduces lag. When I said reducing lag, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it that the server owner decided to do occasional server restarts to improve game performance. And with... Yeah, I just... Talking about the guy... Okay, yeah. How long do you stream? Well, however long I feel like. At this rate, it's probably going to be another hour or so. Don't know. My streams are very inconsistent. You might end up getting one per week some months. Well, not really any months, but occasionally I'll stream a couple times in a month, and then there'll be stretches of a couple months when I won't. And the stream times vary a lot. Okay, first slice has been cleared. Also, the thing with collaborating is I also have, well, GuildRock, where there's a bunch of players on here that I can also collaborate with. So I guess it, yeah. I mean, if you want to, and if you're a fairly skilled Bedrock Edition player, then you could apply to GuildRock, just as Bean says. It should be in the description. Just, GuildRock is full of really talented players. Like, it's just, it's crazy. Also, I should probably go to the Nether to dehumidify my sponges. Also, what on... I think this might be Humdrum. Yo, Humdrum. How's it going? Don't question what I'm doing, Humdrum. You'll survive. Okay. Ah, he got my bed. Well. No, you're not getting let out, Humdrum. I'm just gonna let you stay there until I actually need to use the course for racing. Why are you turning him into a conduit? I don't know. Because Prismarin's what I have on me, and the Prismarin's definitely not from this Prismarine farm that I do not own. How dare you think so? How dare you think I would go 100 blocks to get Prismarine blocks instead of going to my base to get any other block? Really? You think I would do that? Steal on the server? No. Ooh, hey, free potions. Well, imagine stealing on GuildRock. Well, you have no evidence that I stole on GuildRock. So, yeah. Oh, wait. Those potions. One moment. I'm just gonna See, I am returning the potions. You have no evidence of anything. What potion? Exactly! What potions? Also, I should probably get some food. So, guess I'm doing some animal hunting. Yeah, exactly. I brewed them myself. Don't ask why they are at someone else's base. Just don't think about it that hard, please. Also, Humdrum, can you use my bed to sleep? Because then I can get food. I'm just being extremely generous. They were actually just a donation, and I just needed to re-borrow some of them. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Humdrum. Don't mind the mild amount of animal killing. What didn't me... Hopefully that'll convince the server that I didn't kill any animals. Okay. How long will this food last? I think I'll still need more. Also, hopefully Brooksy isn't watching this, or else he might be disappointed that I'm eating beef. So, everyone on stream, don't tell Brooksy I'm eating beef, please. Friends Slime, why don't you just force op yourself on the server? That is because the server manager is currently watching this stream, so if I would show him how to force op myself, then I don't think that would really go well for me. Yeah, no, well. But I could blackmail him with a crash exploit. It's called just summoning a ton of entities. No, I'm not gonna do that. That wouldn't be fun for the people online. Just exploit millions of 32Ks in the realm and blackmail with that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 32Ks would require some level of server access, which I just simply don't have here. And on GuildRock, really, 32Ks, why would I even do that? It's a server about building stuff, not killing players or seeing who's the richest, even though I definitely sometimes have those kind of competitions. I mean, true, but not every problem can be solved with 32Ks. Like getting banned from a server for using 32Ks. 32Ks can't solve that problem. Unless if you stash a bunch of 32Ks in a spot and blackmail the owner. I mean, I would never do that. What? Humdrum? Nice house. It's beautiful. Yeah. If you don't want to be seen in a dark area, don't use a torch. Really? What problem what about building a massive area? Clearing the ocean. How would 32Ks help me do that? Easy? What 32K would I use there? That's not a thing. You can't just enchant a sponge with 32K. Also, if such a thing existed, it would probably just immediately detonate the server you're on because of that many blocks getting removed. You could use a beehive with a command block, Mike. Well, you see, that's not a 32K. That's probably worse than using 32Ks. And I'm not going to do that on the server. What about having no friends? Can NBTs solve that problem for me? Give them unlimited power? Well, then they no longer need you. And if someone's just your friend for power, then are they really your friend? No, 32Ks cannot get you friends. Or NBT chicanery cannot get you friends. You can? Yeah, what kind of loophole? Like, no blackmailing. That's not a real friend. Snow golems are useful mobs, but they're not friends. They're slaves. I mean, did the server crash again? Who entered the hood? Humdrum. Okay. Yeah. Also, for those of you on GuildRock, I'm thinking maybe sometime announcing some no hood portal. What were you testing? I don't think it's that it's the hood portal location. I think it's a certain location in the hood. Because often when I fly over P's base to my area in the hood, then the game will just crash. So, do you think it might be the mini blocks? Just the amount that P has in his base? I don't. The nearest sea pickle would probably be in the yeah, I've already deleted some bedrock with it. Yeah, that feature has been kind of everywhere, and it's probably going to be patched sometime very soon. Yeah. I used it to turn a end portal gateway, the one you find in the outer end islands, into the start of a wither cage. So I'm gonna plan on making a wither cage this season. Oh wow, that does damage. Also, I'm pretty sure that it would have been revealed even if It's Me James didn't make a video on it. But yeah, it's getting increasingly harder to make wither cages in Bedrock Edition. We started off with easy mode wither cages that could be made with obsidian, no bedrock needed, and then Mojang patched that so the wither's dash attack could break obsidian. then we had to resort to using Bedrock. But there were many methods of getting Bedrock, and it always required breaking Bedrock, so... Can always glitch pistons to break Bedrock. Really? Like, on Java, I think they kept that around, but on Bedrock, it's getting more and more rare to see accessible Bedrock breaking techniques. Which... I guess a while back, you used to be able to obtain Bedrock. And then check Discord ping. The ping was broadcast to the server about the HUD portal. Basically, it's getting removed because of it's causing crashes. Sometimes. Even though I think it's more about the stuff around the portal than the portal itself. Might be because the game's loading in so many entities all at once. Also, a message to Bean, where would I announce, like, an event for GuildRock? Yes, that is true.
Redstone Slime 11.
Wait, oh, hey April. April? Am I getting the voice right? Wait, what? That was April, right? Broadcasts? Okay. Okay, if you manage to break an open, sure, that is a convoluted way of doing it. I guess that worked. Humdrum? Humdrum Tester 12.
Red.
Or is that P? Yeah, that was not April. That was P. Yes, P. Well, okay, I guess. Did you discover the exploits, or did you just learn about them? Because I know that there's some places that have access to some pretty weird exploits, and you may have learned some of them from the same place as me. But I discover a couple of good ones. Okay. Do you know of an exploit that can make a TNT suddenly have 0 velocity randomly as it's flying through the air? Aden Ross reacts to chopped chin. What? P, are you okay? Did someone hack your account? No, but I know exactly how to make TNT explode instantly. Okay, that might actually be useful for some things, I think. How would I get TNT to explode instantly? Also, please don't say TNT minecarts are end crystals. Yes, you can set TNT on fire. And I don't think setting it on fire makes it explode instantly. Unless if you're talking about TNT minecarts. Set it on fire and... Okay, so if you ignite it and set it on fire at the same time, it immediately explodes. Like the TNT entity gets set on fire, or the TNT block?
Everybody
P...
clap your hands.
What? I know it's you.
Clap your hands. All right, now, we're going to do the basic step.
What
Wait,
on...
am I gonna give you like a no, oh no, it keeps on playing. Red!
Oh no, I'm gonna get DMCA takedown or whatever that copyright strike. Oh, and he left. Okay. Okay. So ignite it. I guess how I would think of doing that immediately would be to put fire above the TNT, so then when it ignites, then or dispenser.
Red!
Hello, P. Okay, there's a couple weirdos on the server as well. Bedrock Edition lag be like. Sure, P. Sure it wasn't you. Yeah, there's this thing called a YouTube video. Usually only some TNT. Okay. I guess I could try testing that. I guess not right now. Yeah. Also, I have no clue what I would use that for in an orbital strike cannon, but, you know, sometimes you just need to know what you have access to. Hey, could set up a landmine type thing, but it can be done with Minecraft. Yeah. Or end crystals. End crystals can also have the same thing be done. So it's not really that powerful. Okay, I will need to go dry out my sponges. Should have 43. What? Yeah, usually I find crystals are quite good for landmine type stuff, but they're quite expensive, so using lava, TNT minecarts, and arrows is also something that works. Yes. Deserts can dry out sponges, but in the areas that I'm in, there's no real desert for thousands of blocks. I know I said real desert. I'm not sure what a fake desert would be. Oh yes, I love this Bedrock Edition block placing lag. Just replacing an entire biome with a desert. Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone's done that at some point, but that would... Oh wait, that was literally the Season 7 spawn area. Instead of desert, it was a mesa. Swim. Minecraft, let me swim. There we go. That's, okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to just need to get some water. I'm gonna be back soon. Humdrum, don't mess with me. Yep, mic was muted. Thank you, Bean. You caught that really quickly. Oh boy. How much is still left of this? Okay. Yeah. We've made a lot of progress today. Hopefully by the end of the stream the entire thing can be cleared. That would be my goal. May or may not be possible. I don't know what this is for, but it's satisfying. Okay, I guess you may have came here a little bit later on. So, I need to clear out an area to put some redstone in. I am probably very much overkill on the area that I'm clearing. This is probably way bigger than I need it. But I need to make some lap checkpoint counters. And so, my final goal would be for 8 players to be able to play Mario Kart together in this area. Well, really on top here. This is N64 Sherbet Land from Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 64. Hopefully I can get some players out to play this at some point. And all this footage that, well, the stream is basically going to act as footage for a video. Because I decided, you know, I should probably explain my thought process as I build it, because I think that would make the video more interesting. So why not just stream it all? Ice boating feels a little bit different on Bedrock, but I wouldn't call it wacky. I think Java Edition does have some wacky ice boat stuff. But I don't know about Bedrock. I know that Purpler's made a video about ice boat racing. Feels like you try to turn and you just spin out. Okay, yeah. On Bedrock Edition, you usually just tap the D and A keys to turn yourself. Which, that does make it more skill-based, which is good. Or frustrating, which is bad. Okay, that's yet another section done. Now there's 2 sections left and 1 wall that needs to be built. So yeah, this is definitely going to get done by the end of the stream. Like, clearing that entire area out. Also, you were asking about this track. Also, don't mind the holes and contraptions along the way. Here's the second checkpoint. And then there's 2 routes you can take, one on blue ice, which will be faster. Third checkpoint. And then if you just control the boat well enough, then you can glide through the cave without hitting a wall. This final stretch is quite easy. And that is 1 lap. If you're wondering, this contains around 22 shulker boxes of packed ice and 84 shulkers of everything else to just make this course. It is around 300 by 400 blocks. This thing is, it's massive. Three double chests, yeah. Is that? Was it actually 84? Yeah, that sounds about right. 3 double chests of shulkers. Or is it just 3 regular chests? I think that might make more sense. I don't know. I forget. I'm pretty sure that'd be closer to 2 double chests. Of shulkers. Because a double chest can store 56 stacks. And 84 plus 22 is around 2 times 56. So yeah, don't ask me about how long it took for those resources to be gathered, especially, I used calcite, diorite, and clay. So, there's a solid 100k by 100k area that has no clay in its rivers. That's a joke. I did not use rivers to get the clay. I used lush caves. Lush caves are so much better for getting clay than rivers. Also, the calcite and diorite were pretty self-explanatory on how I got them. I just went to a calcite deposit, mined it. I went to a diorite deposit and mined it with haste. And then I stole more stuff from I mean, I would never steal anything without permission. hang on, show your hours. That's my hours on GuildRock, and I probably shouldn't share my total Minecraft hours. Not that bad, yeah. Don't look at how much being spent on. I spend a lot of time, I be nerd. You be nerd? Not an English nerd because that ain't good math. But I think red is a bigger nerd, fair enough. I'm kind of at the point where if someone calls me a nerd, I can't actually be disappointed. Because it's kind of true. Yeah. Once you start making money off of YouTube videos explaining physics concepts in Minecraft, then I think you kind of earned the nerd title. Oh, then there's a lot of nerds on GuildRock. Comparators? They're really quite simple. And yes, that is a mumbo-jumbo quote. Also, don't you love it when you place blocks and it doesn't actually place? Thank you, Minecraft. What's going on? Okay. Just checking Discord. Yes. The block placing issues are a Minecraft issue and not a GuildRock issue. I agree. Also, I know I've done some server management like a long time ago, and one of the settings was like authoritative block breaking and authoritative player movement or something like that. And to get rid of the server authentication, I don't know. I think that there might be something there. If you kind of test with some of the settings, it might create a better experience for some of the players. I don't know. You probably shouldn't mess with it if you don't know what you're doing. Because it could end up making things worse. Well, I guess You could always just revert the changes. This is what's going to happen. You're going to bridge, and then you're going to be on r/bedrock. Bugrock. Yeah. There was one time I was flying around, and the chunks weren't loading very well. And then there was an r/bugrock moment. If I had an actual Reddit account, I could probably send that there, and yeah. So to explain what happened was, I was flying. I then landed on the ground. The server seemed kind of slow, and I had no clue what, like, I thought the server may have crashed. But then all of a sudden it caught up, and then I was 200 blocks away from where I landed. You know, normal things. "200 blocks away from where I landed." That's some extreme rubber banding. Yeah, I think that should be something that can be enabled and disabled by someone with server access. And I might be just saying that, and you can actually enable and disable it with server access, but yeah, it's really annoying, especially on GuildRock, where if you're using movement hacks on GuildRock, then yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Hey, Jess is online. Yeah. Also, one thing I really dislike about the new movement changes is they also got rid of the method of force crawling. You used to be able to just place a block and then break it and then glitch in. If I can actually show it to you. One moment. There. You saw how I went down and then I got glitched back up. You used to be able to just force yourself into crawl mode, but now you can't, which that makes me sad. Also, they stopped the disconnect and preventing yourself from taking fall damage, so some very sad changes that stop me from destroying everything. What? Stop you from using deck. Oh yeah, that's some bug rock moment. r/bug rock. Pots. Yeah, but then with those changes, they also made pickles be able to send anything out of existence. I've been there, Bean. I've been there. Just don't dance too close to eggs, yeah. A while ago, I tried getting some eggs to hatch, and that just drove me completely insane. If you uncrouch and place a block inside a pot, it makes a ghost block. Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's probably good that they added that whole server authentication thing, but... or server anti-cheat thing, but on a server like GuildRock, where we're not concerned about people using movement hacks, it's not really an issue. The chances of someone using a movement hack on GuildRock is... it's very unlikely. Minecraft, would you like to place some sponges today? Hello? Server? Hello? You wanna work? There we go. For what are the drop rates for ghast per what? That ain't a thing. Are you okay? Do you need some help? Ghast pearls ain't a thing. What are the drop rates for ghast tiers? I believe a 50% chance of getting 1. So it's from 0 to 1 with looting 0, aka normal sword. And then it becomes 0 to whatever the looting level is plus 1. So I think with looting 3 you can get 0 to 4. I think. Also, I did not check the loot table, so take my piece of information with a grain of salt. Yeah. And it'll be close enough. Is there a reason why you want to know the gas tier drop rate? Because that gas tiers I don't think are like super useful. They're used for end crystals and regen. Regen potions and end crystals. That's really all I know what can be used. Yeah, I usually just throw away gas tiers. I don't need shulkers of them. I need the shulkers of gunpowder. Okay, this project, well, this part of the project is very close to being done. Just this wall needs to be removed, and then we can actually start working on designing the contraption. Ow. That was my face. There is a way to, that actually won't do anything because you can use obsidian to place the end crystal down and it'll regenerate the portal if you place the 4 end crystals. But not everyone knows that, so you could act like they couldn't resummon the dragon even though they could. There we go. Or you could break all port blocks and it would refresh the portal. And that. Yeah. At the start of the stream, it was about like 6 blocks of cleared. Now it's entirely cleared. Don't know if I need to dig it any deeper, but that'll be something for future me. Now this contraption, this is something I want to revisit. Right now it keeps track of which checkpoint the player is on. I just... yeah, I think I'm gonna do that next stream, so yeah. See ya, everyone. Also, Jess is streaming, so I will put her link if you're wanting to continue watching some streams.